Elon Musk just revealed SpaceX's insane new Starship 2.0. Elon Musk seems pretty proud of his company SpaceX's new rocket engines. Last week, Musk showed off a batch of the new Raptor 2 engines at the SpaceX's Starbase facility in Texas, where they'll be used on the first orbital flight of the company's Starship mega rocket later this year. Raptor 2 rocket engines at Starbase, each producing over 500,000 pounds, 230 tons of force, Musk wrote in a Twitter post on Tuesday. Musk's photo showed what appeared to be over a dozen of the new rocket engines. They'll be the foundation of Elon's biggest and most ambitious project yet, the Starship 2.0. Today we're going to talk about Elon Musk revealing SpaceX's insane new Starship 2.0. What makes this second variant better than the first? And what features does this revolutionary spaceship offer? Well, stick around till the end as we answer these questions and more. So let's dive right in. The Starship will be a completely reusable orbital launch and reentry vehicle with a height of 120 meters. A super heavy booster and Starship spacecraft make up the rocket's two stages. The Raptor and Raptor Vacuum engines power both stages, which feature bodies constructed of SAE 304L stainless steel. Since SpaceX produces Starships through operational testing, rather than testing each component individually, prototypes are flown directly. As a result, its design is flexible. One Starship launch is expected to be capable of delivering over 100 tons of payload to low Earth orbit in a completely reusable configuration. Starship may deliver payloads to higher Earth orbits, the Moon, Mars, and other destinations in the solar system by refilling the spaceship with more Starship tanker ships. Whether it's humans or satellites, the rocket can launch practically any space cargo. The colonization of Mars is a goal that has been stated time and again by Elon Musk over the years as one of the primary aims of the Starship. Musk argues that a 1 million-person Martian metropolis might be self-sustaining. Without taking into account population increase, at least 10,000 crewed Starships and 100,000 cargo-carrying Starships would be required. He projected that 1 million tons of cargo would be delivered to Mars. SpaceX has officially said that they intend to mass-produce Starships and go to other parts of the solar system. The company's Mars program has been delayed many times, contradicting Musk's bullish expectations. In a power-to-gas plant on Mars, the Sabatier reaction might be utilized to make liquid methane and liquid oxygen, which could be used to drive return flights. The reaction operates by introducing carbon dioxide and hydrogen to a catalyst at high pressures and temperatures exceeding 375 Celsius. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas can be derived from Mars's atmosphere and ice, with nickel, ruthenium, or other transition metals serving as a catalyst. The process is inefficient in terms of energy consumption, necessitating a complex heat control system, and the resulting methane must be filtered before use. Managing this kind of breakthrough will require further revisions of the Starship design with data from practical tests, and that's exactly what SpaceX has been hard at work doing. Following prior versions that incrementally improved certain components of the design, the SN8 prototype was the first full Starship prototype. Between October and November 2020, the vehicle was subjected to 4 static fire tests, all of which resulted in damage to the pad. The third test absorbed pad material pieces into the engine's internals, causing it to shut down prematurely. The fourth test went well, and on December 9, 2020, SN8 took to the air, reaching a height of 12.5 kilometers before conducting the belly flop maneuver. SN8 recovered to vertical just before landing and attempted to land, but owing to a fuel supply problem, slammed into the pad at high velocity, destroying itself. Starship SN9 launched 2 months later, on February 2, 2021, following a nearly similar flight path. It landed with a thud. The business presented a public development proposal in March 2021 that included 2 suborbital launch pads, 2 orbital launch pads, 2 landing pads, 2 prototype test stands, and a massive propellant tank farm. The company also suggested turning Boca Chica Village into a metropolis called Starbase, which would serve as a suitable site for all development and testing from that point on. The SN12, SN13, and SN14 modules were not completely assembled. SN15, on the other hand, had a number of changes to the vehicle's construction, software, and engines. On May 5, 2021, the vehicle took to the air, doing the same maneuvers as previous prototypes before landing, completing the first successful mission. The Super Heavy BN-3 initially ignited 3 of its engines in July 2021, although the rocket was never intended to fly. Starship SN20 was the first to have a body-tall heat shield composed largely of black hexagonal heat tiles. whereas Super Heavy BN-4 was the first to be capable of mating with Starships. A month later, SN-20 stacked atop BN-4, becoming the first vehicle pair to do so. In October 2021, the first launch tower's catching mechanical arm was fitted, completing the recovery system, and the last tank insulation cover was put in, completing the first tank farm. Enjoying the video? We've talked all about the Starship program, but tell us something. What more does the Starship 2.0 offer? Do you have the answer? While you think, do subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to receive instant notification about all our future videos. In a filing to the Federal Communications Commission, SpaceX detailed the intended trajectory of the Starship system's maiden orbital trip. The rocket will launch from Starbase, then detach and make a gentle landing, roughly 30 kilometers from the Texas coast. The spacecraft will continue on its ground route via the Straits of Florida before landing softly, roughly 100 kilometers northwest of Kauai. The next iteration of Starship Musk pondered the size of SpaceX's next Super Heavy launch system on Twitter in 2019, as he shared drone footage of the test. According to Musk, the next-generation system, dubbed Starship 2.0, would be double the size of the vessel that'll transport personnel and cargo to the Moon and Mars. Musk made the comment in response to a question from one of his numerous Twitter followers. They wanted to know if Musk planned to create a larger version of the Starship in the future, one that was more close to the original concept. Meanwhile, the Super Heavy booster element will stand at least 70 meters tall and provide up to 90,000 kN of force. This will be delivered by 30 Raptor engines that are optimized for sea level and 9 Raptor engines that are tuned for vacuum. According to Musk's newest indications, the Starship 2.0 will be twice as big, measuring just about 240 meters tall and 18 meters broad. Accounting for the area and volume that this diameter implies yields some intriguing results. You acquire 8 times the surface area and fuel tank volume by doubling the rocket's height and breadth. This means the launch vehicle would have to be 8 times the weight of the Starship 1.0 and generate 8 times the thrust. However, the height of the SpaceX Super Heavy Starship 2.0 may be constrained. Rocket height is restricted by thrust per area. This might suggest that the capacity of the SpaceX Super Heavy Starship 2.0 will be very close to that of the Sea Dragon. Despite the fact that the Starship 2.0 would require 4 times the number of engines, maybe 120 to 150 Raptors for the new Super Heavy and 24 for the Starship 2.0, the structure would only require twice the quantity of steel and twice the amount of heat shielding. Welding and ring stacking tasks would also be doubled. However, by the time Mk2 goes into production, they will primarily be automated procedures, so a Starship 2.0 may be much less expensive than 4 of its predecessors. Raptor engines are now priced at over $2 million each, but Elon expects this to decrease to $200,000 in the near future. Another rationale for such a monstrous Starship, as previously theorized, may be that Mars requires 600-ton payloads that are difficult to separate into 150-ton chunks. Iron ore excavators and steel mills with large cauldrons and rolling mills will be required if the colony is to become self-sufficient in the long run. These are the things that are difficult to divide into smaller loads. The 9-meter payload bay diameter begins to pose a challenge for some of the items that the Mars colony may require in the future. Musk's reference to a next-generation spacecraft with a diameter twice that of the present Starship is also in keeping with his ambitious character. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but Elon Musk has a well-documented history of surprising people. So, what are your thoughts on the Starship 2.0? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to watch more of our amazing videos, then stay tuned.